Every club. Every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Daily Wolves episode. We're back again already for Wildcard Wednesday this time. You know, we didn't want to miss out on that this week, even though it's the internationals. So let me introduce myself. Of course, I'm Will, and today I'm joined by Nathan. Nathan, hello.
Hello everyone. Hope we're doing well. Hopefully this wildcard episode can bring you a little bit of a distraction from our recent rants and rambles.
Yeah, there's something to lift the mood a bit, isn't it?
Hopefully so.
You know, I can't believe neither of us have said Happy Wednesday. I can't believe
Happy Wednesday, everyone.
In the intro.
Happy Wednesday. We hope you're having a good week so far.
Yeah, and it's about to get even better because we've got a bit of a game for this week's wild card.
We do.
So Nathan, do you want to talk the listeners through it?
Sure. So basically, we're going to be playing Guess the Player, and obviously,
it's got a catchy
name of the game, it's got a catchy name. Yeah, came up with it on the spot. Basically, we're going to be listing off clubs that a player has played for. They will always have played for Wolves at some point in their career, and I don't know how far back we're going to go because Will and I are still in our early 20s, so we can't go into the depths of Wolves' history, but we'll do our best to bring a decent amount of variety to it. And yeah, basically we'll just be going back and forth trying to guess the player whose career path we are sort of listing out. It's worth noting we might not do it in order of all the clubs that player has played for.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Yeah.
As we go through it, hopefully it will make a bit of sense. And
okay,
yeah, feel free to guess along with us.
So essentially, we're naming clubs, and the other one has to try and guess the right player, knowing that at some point this player has also played for Wolves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly
well,
right.
Do you want to kick us off then?
I'll kick us off.
Go for it.
I'm going to start us off with, every one of these players has played for Wolves at some point, whether it's on loan or permanently. So the player I'm kicking us off with has played for Crystal Palace at some point in his career.
Is it Stephen Hunt?
It isn't. I'm going to give you... So the way we're doing it is we're doing it one guess of a player, and then I'll give you another club or another sort of prompt. Yeah. The other club that I'm going to include, or that this player played for, is Burnley.
Stephen Ward.
It isn't.
What?
It isn't. But it's a good guess. Did Stephen Ward play for both Burnley and Palace?
I think so. I might have just made that up.
It's a good guess. It's a good guess.
I've got Stephen Hunt in my head.
This player also played for Nottingham Forest.
Oh, you're losing me now.
It's a tough one.
Can I? No,
I'll give you another guess. I'll give you another club. We'll double up. They were out on loan. Whilst they were a Wolves player, they went out on loan to 3 different clubs. The 3 clubs, I'll give you them because they're quite niche, were Bristol City, Stockport County, and Yeovil Town.
I'm trying to think. I'm really racking my brains for this one.
It's tough.
What was it? Stockport, Yeovil,
and Bristol City. Although they did not make any appearances for Bristol City, so I don't really think that.
Oh, well, I see. I would have got it.
Sorry, I tricked you on that one.
So the teams that they were permanent at so far have been Wolves, Burnley, and Palace.
Yeah, and Forest.
And Forest.
As an extra hint, this player got over 100 appearances for both Wolves and Palace.
Is this one? Is it Wayne Hennessy?
It is indeed. Bravo.
Oh, that's so obvious as well. I made that such a struggle. But it's weird though, isn't it? How you mind, like, you know.
Yeah, it is difficult just because you're just getting the name of a club and you've got to You got to rack the brain for whoever's played for Wolves on that club.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm going slightly more niche than
okay.
than that, and I'll name the
More
first
niche than
club
that.
for my player. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I'll brace
yeah.
myself.
A little bit of a Barclaysman, perhaps a little
Oh,
bit.
okay. It's a bit of a
I'll
giveaway
start
that
off
already.
first club, Sheffield Wednesday. When I say first club, sorry, I don't mean in order of appearance. So that's just the first one I'm giving you. Sheffield Wednesday.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be him, but Dominic Iorfa.
No, it's that would have been my first guess as well. Next club, Nottingham Forest. I thought I'd say them since you just mentioned them as well.
And they're a bit of a Barclaysman.
Yeah, so I think that's being kind to them, but I
Right,
think
okay. So they're
there's a
not top
certain
quality.
no. You could say that.
Is it the keeper, De Vries? I don't know why
No,
I'm thinking of
no,
him.
no,
I think
no,
he played for Forest.
no. I'll give you the next club. I'll give you the next club, and this is the club that they're probably most known for their time
Right.
there. Is Norwich City.
Oh my God, I'm having a stinker here.
Again, they've played at Wolves at some point, whether it be permanently or on loan. And the time they're best known for throughout their career would have been at Norwich City.
Is
It's
it
where
Grant Holt?
It is Grant
Okay.
Holt. It
Quite
is,
happy with
yeah.
that. Quite happy with
No,
that.
actually, I tell you what,
Okay.
you've done well there. You probably got it in less guesses than it took me to get Hennessy.
Yeah. Okay, right. My next one is I'm going with Tottenham Hotspur.
Jamie O'Hara.
No, but what a shout. Next, Liverpool.
That's Keane.
Ah, for God's sake. Yeah, I went too big from the off. I should have gone for smaller clubs.
Yeah. You know what? As well, as soon as you said Spurs, I was struggling because I said O'Hara. Then I was thinking who else, and I could only think of Doherty.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said Liverpool. Again, there might be a bit of a gulf in terms of quality between them and this next player.
Okay. Okay. Noted.
I'll give you Exeter City.
Oh my God. I'm just thinking like location in the country. Who's from down south? I don't know. James Henry? Was he from down there? No.
I don't. I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you another one. And this is where they started out their career.
Okay.
Bristol City. Yeah, if you get it from these two so far, I'll be very, very surprised.
Bristol City.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Hamill?
No. The next one, well, the obvious one is Wolves. It's not the club, obviously, that they made the most appearances for, but I think it's worth mentioning that it's probably the club that they're sort of most known for their time at.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll give you a bit of an order of their career.
Right.
I'll skip a few clubs out, a few loan spells, but essentially they started at Bristol. Their next most prominent move was to Exeter.
Okay.
Then they had a season at Barnsley, then joined Wolves for 3 years between 2013 and 16, and then went back to Bristol City before moving on to Shrewsbury, which is their most recent club, where they.
So the transfer was from Barnsley to Wolves in 2013.
Yes. And then Wolves to Bristol in 2016. And then their most
this is
recent
painful.
club, I'm assuming they're retired now, was Shrewsbury. I can give you a clue if you want. If you want a position, I'm willing
I
to
could
give you a
do with it,
position.
to be honest, because at the minute I'm struggling.
Left back.
Scott Goldborn.
Correct. That is the correct
What a
answer.
trim he had.
I
His
love
hair was
the little gold streak, the little blonde bit.
fantastic. I thought he was mustard when I first watched him play live.
Yeah,
Must have been. Well, was it Championship? No, League One.
League
Was it
One.
League One? He
League One
signed.
was his prime. Yeah. But just before we
Fantastic.
move on to your next player, I'd just like to give a quick reminder that this podcast is part of the Global Sports Podcast Network, the only network bringing you exclusive daily news on views on your Premier League team, the Premier League, women's football and fantasy football. A unique listening experience that puts fans first, bringing you the very latest breaking news from your team. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and make us your first listen every day. Global Sports Podcast Network, every club, every day. So yeah, Nathan, take it away. Take it away with your next player.
I'm going with Millwall.
Jed Wallace.
No. Next club. I've got to be careful with what I give you here. Next club is Bournemouth.
Benica Phoebe.
I've lost the plot. Honestly, I'm giving you it too easy. Yes,
Yeah,
it is
no, I
Benica
feel like I might perhaps be going too harsh, to be honest with you.
No. I got it in the end, didn't I? But okay, maybe I've gone too big on the names. I'm gonna have to regroup after your next one.
Okay, I'll try and make it slightly easier in terms of it's slightly more recent than my last two players. I'll start off. I'll give you Blackburn Rovers. And that was in 2017. They joined Wolves from Blackburn.
From Blackburn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Championship season. Come straight from Blackburn.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll
They
give you
can't be
another
Portuguese, can they?
No, I'll give you another club. I'll give you Millwall, and I'll also, you know what? I'll give you Leicester as well.
Oh, you're killing me here. Okay, you've gone from Blackburn.
Made 22 appearances for Wolves.
In that season.
I think in the season. I'm starting to wonder whether my source may be wrong. They might have been with us a season longer than this, a season previous. Okay. But either way, they I remember them scoring one of our first goals in our
Ben
championship.
Marsh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw a podcast recently with
Dave Edwards.
Dave Edwards, and he was talking about him, saying how he was essentially like one of the most talented players he'd ever played with, bearing in mind that Dave Edwards played with like Gareth Bale. And he just didn't really care about like looking after himself and stuff, and he just rock up to training, kind of just taking the mick and not really putting full effort in. But
it's weird, isn't it? It's weird how some players.
There's not many Wolves players have played for Blackburn, have they? So
I would not have got it from that.
Yeah,
or maybe that and Millwall. Maybe I would have been in with a shout, but yeah.
Okay, my next one, I think I can even out the difficulty level here. The first club I'm going to give you is West Ham United.
Matt Jarvis.
No, it's not Matt Jarvis.
Right.
The second
I'm
club
already
I'll give
struggling.
second club I'll give you is Middlesbrough.
West Ham, Middlesbrough. Again, when you've mentioned Middlesbrough, the only name in my head is Adama, when that's obviously not correct. West Ham, Middlesbrough. West Ham, Wolves, Middlesbrough. No, I've not a clue.
Okay. The next club I'll give you is what am I going to give you? Next one I'll give you is Liverpool.
I must be missing something here.
Okay,
I
I'll
must
give you a little
really
bit of
be
background.
missing
So
something.
I'm going to give you the order. So youth career was at West Ham.
Right.
They then went on to make 72 appearances for West Ham. Then they had a couple of moves. Then they played 65 times for Liverpool. Then they moved to Middlesbrough. And then they moved to Wolves.
Is this? I'm guessing this is Premier League era Wolves.
Premier League era Wolves, yeah.
Is it Mick McCarthy Wolves?
It's not Mick McCarthy Wolves, no.
Is it Jermaine Pennant?
It isn't, but what a shout.
That's such a good shout. I think Middlesbrough might have let me down. But
so I'll give you a little bit more background. One of the other clubs they played for, so straight from sort of West Ham, where they'd had their youth career, then started their career at West Ham, made 72 appearances. Then they had a big move to Manchester United, where they made over 200 appearances.
Paul Ince.
It is Paul Ince.
Oh, I thought that was I mean, obviously now that you name drop United,
yeah, I think maybe I brought that in too early.
No, I think I would not have got that without the United, which I think that probably shows my age more than anything, though, because that is a bit before my time.
It is, and he's probably a big enough name for it to still be a shout with United.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
didn't realise that he played for Inter Milan as well.
Yeah, that's the one thing I did know.
That. Yeah, obviously missed his famous spell at Middlesbrough. 93 games and 7 goals. He was prolific.
Right, I'm going to say Famalicão.
Right. Screw my head on here. Is it Bonatini?
No, but that's a great shout. Obviously Wolves. I think if I give you their current side, it will give it away. But I'll let you in on the fact that they've got an interesting youth career, I think, which sort of started off at Braga.
Okay.
And then a couple of years at Valencia. This is in the youth setup before joining Wolves in the youth setup.
Is it Gonçalves?
It is, because I was going to say, I thought if I said now at Sporting, that would have made it too obvious.
That would have. Yeah, I think it would have, yeah.
Yeah, that was, nice and easy one, I think, that one.
Yeah, agreed. Right, my next one. Stoke City.
Wolves and Stoke. Stephen Fletcher? No, did he play for Stoke or was it Sunderland? Am I getting my stripes confused?
I think he did. No, I think he played for both. Stephen Fletcher did, but it's not him. Walsall.
I feel like that doesn't help much. So they're obviously a sort of Midlands boy. Wolves, Walsall, Stoke. Wolves and Stoke, I'm still trying to rack my minds. There's probably a fair few.
To be fair, especially the Walsall one.
Danny Bath?
Right. It isn't. Ipswich Town.
Wolves and Ipswich. Wolves. Who's played for Wolves and Ipswich? I'm really racking my brains here. So they've had a random move out to East Anglia out of nowhere.
So yeah, the order of those moves. So I won't tell you whereabouts in their career this was, but they went from Stoke to Ipswich to Walsall.
Well, I'm guessing it's at the latter part of their career.
Potentially.
Stoke, Ipswich, Walsall. Is it a player I should know? I'm guessing it is because you've included them.
Yeah, I mean, you know this player for sure. But I'm not giving you the obvious clubs that you're going to remember this player for.
Right, okay.
I'm going to give you the next club that you might remember them more at, and that's Brighton and Hove Albion.
So I don't even.
But again,
think
you wouldn't think Brighton and Hove Albion when you think of this player.
Right, I was going to say, I don't know if I could tell you a player that's played for both Wolves and Brighton.
So they made actually 44 appearances for Brighton, and they scored 4 goals, to be fair to them.
So they're midfield or defender then?
Yeah. Or a very bad striker.
Yeah.
The next club I'm giving you, and this is one that you would probably remember the player playing for this club, is Burnley.
It's not doing it for me just yet.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Now I'm struggling. I'm not going to give you any of the 2 other clubs sort of appearances, because that's going to give it away. It's not Sam Vokes, but a very good shout. Very, very good shout. What a header against Belgium in the Euros. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, let me think about how I'm going to do this. So when they played for Stoke, they made 15 appearances. For Ipswich, they only made 30. And for Walsall, they made 27 appearances. For those 3 clubs, that was between 2019 and 2022. And then...
So recent then?
Yeah, fairly recent on that one. So they retired in 2022. And their Burnley spell was between 2014 and 2019. Their spell for Wolves was between 2007 and 2014.
So they were there a while then?
Yeah.
So it's an obvious one then that I should be getting.
222 appearances for Wolves with 9 goals.
And then to Burnley. They went direct from Wolves to Burnley, yeah?
So they had a loan spell, which was Brighton. And then they went to Burnley.
You might have to give me
an anecdote about this player. This player could play numerous positions, and probably my greatest away day memory to
now. Is it
now.
Stephen Ward?
It is.
Oh no, that's because I mentioned him earlier, so I was staying away from it. Oh, that's so obvious.
It is.
To be fair, it's only obvious with Burnley being mentioned, but it took a minute for the penny to drop.
To be completely honest, when researching for this game, I did not know that he played for Ipswich. I think I vaguely remember a Stoke spell, but really, like, for me, it's Burnley and Wolves. Made 101 appearances for Burnley, so but 44 appearances for Brighton. I
don't remember that.
Missed that. But that was that was 2013, 2014. So we were slaving it away in League One.
I think we were just back up in the Championship.
Were we just back up?
Yeah. It was around that time anyway. But before we get on to our final players, Nathan, I've got a question for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Do you have a story to tell that the world needs to hear? Have you struggled with reaching new audiences who engaged with your story? It might be time for you to start a podcast. Let me tell you about a platform we use here at the Global Sports Podcast Network. Zencaster makes it easy to start a high-quality podcast built for growth from day one. With 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that automatically removes ums, ahs, your nose, and 22 other speech patterns, Zencaster makes it super easy to start a podcast that sounds great. Ready to tell your story? Check out the link in the show description to learn more about Zencaster. Right. With that being said, I'm going to go on to now perhaps one of my favourite players of all time.
Okay, this is pressure on me here.
Which you really like. It's just random. I don't know. I just love them, and
Okay.
I do have a clue, which I'm not sure if I've mentioned to you before. Which, if you're struggling, I'll drop it in there, and you might get it.
Okay.
But the first club I'm going to mention is Peterborough. The silence, the thinking. You can hear the clogs turning.
Yeah. Smoke coming out my ears right now. Peterborough.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's wrong. I'm going George Elokobi, but he played. It was Gillingham, wasn't it?
I
just want the second clue, to be honest.
Yeah, Swansea. Again, neither of these two clubs. Go on, sorry.
No. I was just going to say that's not very helpful.
I was going to say, neither of these two clubs are the ones that you'd mainly associate this player with.
Okay. Ethan Ebanks Landale.
No, but that's a name I've not heard in a long time.
I'm just throwing it out, Why not?
Leicester.
Oh, I think you said Leicester to another player earlier, and I drew a blank as well. Leicester. Are these in order? Are these in?
No, they're not.
You're just order. Okay.
Yeah.
Leicester, Swansea, and Peterborough.
Mm-hmm.
Some fantastic locations there.
There's one club that I think if I say that you'll remember this player from, because I think it was their sort of first time in the Premier League with this one club, but I'm sort of trying to hold out from giving you that.
Is it Michael Kitely?
No, but again, that's another name I've not heard in a long old while. I'll give you my sort of anecdotal clue.
Okay.
Which I might not have even told you this before. But it's that I've had the pleasure of interviewing this player, and I actually have their personal phone number.
No way.
Yeah.
So are they any good, or is it just?
I love them.
Say they're good.
I love them.
Okay.
No, I love them.
And you loved them before meeting them and before interviewing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Massively underrated. Is that what you're going to say?
I think so. Very much. Think just from the brief impression you've got from me in your time at Daily Wolves.
Yeah,
think of the kind of football.
I think you like a hard-working midfielder. I think you like a bit of no nonsense from time to time. None of this woke playing out from the back.
Yeah.
I'm ticking the boxes here, aren't I? But I can't think of a player that suits that description.
Shirt tucked in.
Wow.
Was it Wolves from the championship winning season?
Ryan Bennett.
Yes. Big old.
You have Ryan Bennett's number.
Yeah.
That is a big flex.
And that was as of last year as well. So unless he's randomly changed it.
Maybe gave you do you know it's the right number, or did he just give you a number?
Yeah. Because I was sat there texting. Yeah, and like voice noting as well, and it's him. It's
fantastic.
Him. Yeah.
So what is he from? Is he from Peterborough then?
No, well, he started off at Grimsby, was his first professional club, which surprised me. But his youth career was spent at Ipswich, and he's from East Anglia. The club that I didn't give you was Norwich City.
Yeah,
I think, I think
to be
that
fair, as
probably
soon
would
as
have
you
made
said
it too
tucked
easy.
shirt, as soon as you said tuck shirt, there's not many Wolves players that have played with a tuck shirt,
No, but
especially not in recent years.
Yeah, and I absolutely love him for that very reason.
Yeah, there's tackle on Willian against
The
Chelsea
Willie,
at home.
yeah,
That's just fantastic.
yeah.
That's
No,
the
it was,
definition of a perfect defensive tackle. All the ball,
yeah, I
all the
love
man.
it.
See you
I
later.
love it. I love it. I just love him. Just as we finish up, I just want to mention that obviously I didn't have to say he was good anyway, but I did. I always loved him. And the one thing that I took away from sort of my time speaking with him was just how nice of a bloke he was. Like,
Yeah,
because he was doing an interview for me and with me just to help me out. It was as a final piece of uni work that I had to do, and I just needed a couple of minutes audio from him, and he sat down and
yeah.
he gave me half an hour just out of his own time, just
That's
answering
fantastic.
every question I have, like in
To
proper
be fair, you
detail.
can
So
see
it's
that
great.
you can see that as part of the player that he was as well. You know, he wasn't
Yeah.
like, I mean, he was no nonsense, but always giving it 100% and just seemed like a genuine person as you were watching him on the
Yeah.
pitch as well.
No.
That's quite a wholesome story. That
Yeah. The definition of honest is how I'd describe him. So
that is,
I think that's fair enough. But yeah,
fantastic.
I think that concludes us for today's wild card. I dare say that this is a format we'll return to. I think Chris will have some interesting additions.
Someone from the
in terms of
1980s
players.
that we may not have heard of. I'm sorry, Chris,
Yeah.
if you listen back to this.
But yeah, Nathan, it's been a pleasure. And yeah, everybody, thank you for listening. As we mentioned, you might be hearing slightly less from us over this international break. But you know, when we are here, do tune in. But yeah, guys, that's all from us. Nathan, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.